What's up YouTube, back with another video, another workout session today. It's going to be a lower body day today. What we're going to do is low intensity plyos, high intensity plyos, then we're going to do some jump work, probably like a double leg jump session, and then some strength work. We're going to get into quarter box squats. I'm just going to try and be really explosive with them. I try them out, I haven't done them for a few weeks. We've been focusing more on deep range ones. Work on that quarter squat position. I think it's just a little bit easier on the legs, keep the legs a bit more fresh. I'm trying to take a little bit of time off the heavy deep squats just for a couple of weeks, and we're going to focus on more that shorter range of motion. Just keeps the legs a little bit more fresh, especially when there are a lot of football games happening right now. We're going to do some Nordic hamstrings, Nordic curls to work on the hamstrings, and then some calf raises. Don't really do too much for a warm up. We're just going to get into, it's normally just like a dynamic kind of warm up. So just do some squats, lunges, lateral squats, and some single leg RDLs. It's mainly what I do, maybe do like 2 rounds of that, and then go into our light kind of plyos. I think the light plyo kind of stuff kind of acts as warm up as well, rather than just having to do a specific warm up. That kind of like doing the light plyos definitely warms up like the ankles and strengthens them, but at the same time also warms me up. So I prefer doing that rather than doing like a run on the treadmill or anything like that. Then we'll do 10 walking lunges. Some single leg RDLs, just walking while doing it in between. Okay, then just 10 lateral squats, 5 each side. Just trying to get nice and deep into that position. To be honest, normally I would do like 1 or 2 rounds of that. We're just going to do 1 round. I feel alright today. I like to just in the warm-up just kind of like switch off a bit and not be able to think about it too much. And then just try and get into the work as quickly as I can. Just want to feel a little bit warm, a little bit loose before I get into the actual work. So we're going to go into low intensity plyos now. It's going to be a little pogo series. Just hopping, pogo jumps forward, backwards, sideways, and zigzag. Nice and easy, just to get the ankles nice and warm before we go into the actual proper high intensity plyometric work. I'll do about 20 reps of each one. I'd normally do like 1 or 2 sets of that. We're just going to start with 1 set today. Then we're going to go into our plyometric work, high intensity one. We'll just gradually increase it as we go. So we're going to do a broad jump into a vertical jump, 3 reps, 3 times. So the reason we're doing this, because a lot of times if you're in sport, you're running, jumping for headers or jumping to block a basketball or whatever, or dunk a basketball. What you're trying to do is basically for jumping high, you're trying to translate that horizontal force into vertical force. So that's what we're going to work on today. A little bit of broad jump into vertical jump. So we're trying to translate horizontal jump into a vertical jump. Trying to see how high we can get with that vertical jump. Trying to see how far we can get and then how quickly we can transition from horizontal force to vertical force. And do it 1 time with a hurdle, and the other jumps are just going to be, because I only have 1 hurdle here, so we're just going to do 1 jump over a hurdle, and the other ones are just going to be like a tuck jump, because that's all we can do right now. If you have hurdles, you can do it with extra hurdles, or you can even do it with a box. You're jumping onto a box, off the box, and doing it that way. So we're just going to see how this goes. Start a little broad jump, then jump over the hurdle. And we're going to do 2 other jumps, broad jump into just a tuck jump. See how they get on with this. Okay, so we're just going to do a nice light one just to see how it is to start with. So, that wasn't bad. It's quite difficult, but felt really slow doing that. But obviously, first rep. So, yeah, it didn't feel very fast doing the broad jump into the vertical jump. So we're going to try and make that, just try and get a bit faster doing that, getting faster in that transition from horizontal to vertical force. I think we're going to go down to doing just 2 reps of it, because the 3 reps I'm not actually being able to do it properly because I can't go as far. I haven't got enough room here. So we're going to go down to 2 reps of it instead. We've got that marker there so we know how far to jump. Yeah, that one wasn't very good. We kind of got stuck in the floor there. Didn't transition well from heel to midfoot to forefoot. I think if you can't do that properly, you can't get that nice and smoothly, like from heel, then midfoot to forefoot, jump ends up being a bit sucky. So I landed like this, and I kind of got stuck in the floor. I ended up coming back, put my hips back too much, ended up getting stuck in the floor. It took me a lot of time to transition into a vertical force. I'm trying to make that as quickly as possible. You won't be able to move smoothly from heel to midfoot to forefoot. So try again. Hopefully this time will be better. That was the best one yet. That was good. Managed to jump really far in the broad jump, but then also managed to transition quite quickly from horizontal to vertical force. The reps of these, probably just do about 10 reps. Trying to do 10 quality reps. With these exercises, I try and do a little bit less volume on them. Just don't want that intent to be there. I don't want to be too tired while doing them either. Because if you're going to do plyometric or power work, you need to be as fresh as possible and be able to do it be as explosive as possible, or it ends up just being a conditioning session. You're not actually getting what you want out of it. So always do a few more reps before we move on to the jumper session. We also want to be fresh for the jump session too. That one was much better. We're just going to do one more. That one was much better. That felt nice and smooth with that from that foot. Since that one, but again, got a little bit stuck in the ground. Ended up landing a little bit too hard from the second horizontal jump, but so I might just do one more. I don't want it to be a crap one to finish. We'll try one more, and then we'll move on. Wasn't the best horizontal jump, but managed to transition quite well from horizontal to vertical. So we'll take that. We're going to go into a double leg jump session. We're just going to use a hurdle because it's already set up. But for double leg jump session, you can use a box if you want. Just something to challenge yourself, or try and touch a mark on the wall, or something to touch and touch, jump and touch. It's just so you have intent behind it and you have something to aim for rather than just jumping randomly. We're not actually going to do too much of these, the double leg jump session. We're only going to do 10 reps. We're going to try and get 10 really good reps. So we're just going to go up each rep until we can try to get a decent height with it. So we'll just start quite low, and then we'll just increase it each time. We're only going to do 10 reps. So you've got to make sure they're all good quality. Because today is meant to be more of a strength day, I don't want to do too much. I've ended up messing around a little bit, so don't want to do too much plyometric work. That's for mainly the plyometric work is for the next day. So we're just going to do 9 more. Just give myself a bit more of a run up. Didn't have much of a run up there. That ended up just being a 2 jump. We kind of want to make sure this is like a good running double jump. I'm not gonna lie, when I do the ones over the hurdle, I end up with like major abdominal DOMs. My abs are normally on fire or sore next couple of days. I think it's because like you're lifting up those legs and getting those knees nice and high. You end up flexing the abs a little bit, which is a nice little extra to it. Easy money. We're going to go for a little bit higher. This isn't too bad yet. Another rep. I moved it back a little bit more, just get more of a run up. Hopefully it's a decent height now. Never really been good at jumping, so that's why I do so much, because I want to get better at it. Yeah, today don't look very good, but just keep it going anyway. 4 more to go. That one sucked, but I think I hit that with my hand actually, so I think that's why it fell, or that's what I'm saying anyway. To be fair, they didn't feel that good, but okay, now we're going to move on to strength work. The quarter box squats. We're going to try and get nice and heavy with these. We're going to work up to a 5 rep max. I think I should manage to get 170. I think that's what I got last time, but we'll see. See how it goes. We just missed out the warm-up sets. We just did the warm-up set of 70 for 5, 110 for 5, and now we're going to do 150 for 5. We're going to aim for to get to 170. for 5. I think a lot of people shit on quarter squats because it's not like you're not getting that full range of motion. Don't think it's as beneficial, but to be honest, I really enjoy doing them. I think a lot of people also think you get back pain, but I've been doing them. Like you end up just using your back instead of your actual legs. But every time I've done them, I know I feel my quads quite a lot, and I've never really had back pain from it. So that's why I do them, and I quite enjoy them. I think it's just cool to go a little bit heavier, like with just normal back squats. It gets a bit boring at times because you end up just doing the same weight, and it's difficult. You can't push yourself to any more weight. So that's why I quite like to do uh, less range of motion, so you can get a little bit more weight on, works that nervous system a little bit more, I think. Also, like especially when you're a footballer or like you got a sport in season, it's good to do less range of motion stuff every now and again because when you get into that deep range of motion, it does fatigue the muscles a little bit more. So that's why sometimes it's good to just do limited range of motion kind of stuff. I still do full range of motion stuff every week, so probably later on in the week I'll do my single leg stuff, which will be full range of motion. So we're still getting that stimulus, but sometimes I just like doing some limited range of motion stuff. Gives my legs a little bit of a break and going into that deep range of motion stuff. So yeah, but yeah, we'll try to do a set now. Felt good to be fair. We're just going to go up to 170, see how we get on. 170 maybe sounds like quite a lot of weight, but when you're doing quarter squats, it's actually not that much. Especially a lot of people can deep squat 170 all the way down, but I can't do that yet. I've never really been a good squatter, to be honest. I always end up, I don't know if it's because I'm tall or what it is, but just kind of struggle to get out of that bottom position nice and quickly and be explosive out of it. I just kind of struggle with that. That's why I've done a lot of deep range kind of plyos. Didn't show any of that today, but sometimes there's deep range plyos, like when you're in a deep squat position, you're just bouncing out of that position. I think that kind of helps get more explosive in that deep range of motion position. But yeah, I've just never really been good at squats. So that's why sometimes it's nice to just do limited range of motion ones, just to give me a little bit of a confidence boost as well. It makes me feel good. But yeah, get back into it. We're going to go to our 170. Just did 150 there for 5. Felt quite comfortable. Aim for 170. Maybe go to 180. But with these kind of stuff, I always just work up to like a 5 rep kind of max, or like it doesn't have to be actually 5 rep max, but as close to that as I can get. So like if I can do 5 reps of this quite comfortably, I might go up a little bit more for the next set, and then that's really literally all I do with it. And then normally do like 1 or 2 really hard sets. I think that really helps me, and I've been doing that for a while now, and I've seen a lot of progress doing that. So I'm just going to keep doing that. So just like instead of doing like 5 sets of 5, I do like 5 sets of, well, I do 5 sets of 5, but instead of doing them all at a working weight, like 70% of your max or something, I do them at like just gradually increase it till I hit like a 5 rep max or whatever, and then I do like 1 or 2 sets of that rather than doing just 5 reps at 70%. Just find that a little bit boring. I like working up to like almost your max, and it's good to like change your max up every week. So like yesterday for the bench press, I did 8 rep max. Then next week I might do a 3 rep max or even a 15 rep max. It just keeps it interesting and fun. And plus you're always hitting PBs every week because then you're like, oh fuck, managed to do 8 rep max today. Next week I'm going to do a 3 rep max. You end up keep hitting PBs, so that's quite cool as well. I think that keeps enjoyment in it, and it keeps it like interesting too. Yeah, so we're going to get into 170 here for 5 reps. Sorry. Get on, felt way heavier. I think we just do 1 more set of that, and that'll be us done with this. Then we're going to our Nordic curls. Normally I do leg day, like my heavy leg day in the morning before I have football training at night. And normally I end up having to try and rush through that because I don't want to do too long of a session because we've also got like an hour and a half, 2 hour session at night. So I want to keep the session to like 30 to 45 minutes. And also I always go over it. Sometimes feel a bit tired for the session at night. So this week I decided to change that, upper body Monday, lower body Tuesday. So I don't have anything on tonight. Kind of feels good, like kind of feel like I can take my time a little bit more. Don't have to rush through it as much, maybe get a little bit more intent into the exercises. I can just take my time and relax in between, like resting in between sets. So maybe something I'll start to look at going forward, because like I used to think like doing legs on the Monday and football training at night on the same day was good because then you could rest on the Tuesday where your legs wouldn't be as tired. So you're not going high every day on the legs. But so then you get that Tuesday, the legs and the less. Then Wednesday, again, you can do lower body before training. You keep all that stuff, work into one day. So it's nice and high. It's a really high day. Then you get the Tuesday, Thursday, do upper body, but then you get to rest, like the legs get a rest. So kind of it's a low day, to be honest. So that's why I've never really wanted to do legs on a Tuesday after football on a Monday. I feel like it's always going to be high day on the legs. We'll just see how it goes. Today I feel quite good about it. I just feel quite fresh and good. So we'll try it this week, maybe for a few weeks, see how it gets on. If my legs get too tired, we'll go back to the Monday. But right now it feels quite good, so we'll keep going with it. Okay, last set. I'm going to aim for 5 reps again. And this is 170. Stick with 170. That felt a little easier, to be honest. Probably could have went a little bit higher, but we're happy with that. Take that today, and then we'll move on. Going to Nordics now. Okay, going into some Nordic curls now. We always do the first set with the band, just to warm up the hamstrings a little bit before we go into the non-banded ones, because I know these are like very demanding on the hamstrings, really hard. So I like to do the first set always with the band, just to kind of warm up, and then go into our proper sets. Let's give it a go. Yeah, I'm just going to do 3 reps. Always feels fine on the way down, especially with the band, but it's always just the concentric part. The eccentric part's obviously a little bit easier. You can handle a little bit more weight doing the eccentric, but the concentric part's so hard to just push yourself back up from that position. Just trying to focus on just using the hamstrings as well. I think sometimes I use my lower back a little bit to come up, but that's just because I don't think my hamstrings are strong enough yet concentrically to get myself up there. But yeah, it is what it is. Got to keep working on it. We're going to try ones without the band now, but we're going to put a medicine. So we're going to try a full eccentric, touching all the way down, touching our chest of bench, and then we will try a full concentric. But if we can't do that, I'm going to put a medicine ball here, just so it limits that range of motion a little bit, so I can actually come up with it. Yeah, so we're just getting to that now. These never seem to get easier. I remember before I used to be able to, or even like not that long ago, I can sometimes get like 1 rep, full rep eccentric to concentric, but I didn't even try, to be honest, the concentric part when I did the full eccentric, because it just felt like I didn't have it in me. But I'll maybe give it a go this time. The next set, I always try and stick to like 3 reps of these normally, just because like my hamstrings always feel fried, and I feel like these are really difficult. They're really high stress in hamstrings, really good eccentric on it, which is important for like preventing, I guess not preventing, but helping the risk of hamstring injuries. Takes down the risk a little bit of hamstring injuries, but yeah, we're just going to do 2 more sets of this. Then we'll move on to some calf raises. We're going to try a full eccentric, concentric, and see how we get on. Yeah, these are brutal. These kill my hamstrings so much. Normally don't get too much DOMs doing these, just a little bit. Normally with RDLs get way more. I think that's because you're like really stretching the muscle in RDL compared to this one. But I think this one's more of a harder eccentric on the hamstrings compared to the RDL. I think you activate a little bit more of the fast twitch kind of muscles compared to just when you do RDL. I think I would use RDL more for hypertrophy of like the glutes and the hamstring, and this for more like, I guess you could say power output, to be honest. But whether it actually does that or not, I'm not sure. But say it just feels a little bit more like that when you're doing this one compared to the RDL. One more set of three. We'll probably try one more full eccentric with concentric, and then if we can't do that, we'll just stick with the med ball. And then that'll be us. Then we're going into our calf raises, and that's us for the day. Okay, I didn't get to do the calf raise I wanted to because someone's using the Smith machine, or the standing straight leg calf raise. And they work more, there's probably two main muscles in the calf. They work more the gastrocnemius muscle. We wanted to work on that today, but today we just do the bent leg ones, which work more the soleus muscle in the calf region. I actually had a soleus injury like about a year ago. So that's kind of the muscle that works, probably activates the most when you're doing like athletic kind of things like sprints and jumps and all that and plyos. So it's quite important to keep that one nice and strong. Doing like a bent leg version of a calf raise instead of straight leg version probably isolates that a little bit more. So we're going to try bent leg one sitting. It's probably my favorite variation for it. So we're going to do this one today instead of the Smith machine one. So you put the weight onto your knee. I'm going to hold it here, and then it's going to lift up like this. Makes it a little bit harder. You could probably add a little step on your heel to get a little bit more range of motion. We're just going to stick with this right now. You definitely feel that muscle, the soleus muscle, working when doing this for sure. And I'm just going to go for 12 reps. Normally can go a little bit heavier, but this gym, the gym I work out, doesn't actually have heavier than 35 kilo. Normally I could do like 50, probably even more than that, but don't actually have that here. So just stick with this. Okay, cool. And that's us for the day. So that was a nice little lower body session. A little bit more focus on strength work with the quarter squats. They felt really good. I think I could have went heavier. Just that first set at 170 felt quite difficult, but second set felt fine. Maybe next time I'll go a little bit heavier when we do that. Jumps didn't feel too great today. Not really sure why, but the plyos did the horizontal to the vertical jump. I quite enjoyed that one. I've done that variation for a long time, so quite enjoyed that. Probably keep that in the program for a little bit. Yeah, and also like the jumps felt quite weren't the best. I haven't done them over the hurdle for a long time. Normally I have like something I jump in right and touch. Yeah, it didn't feel too good today, but I don't know if that's because I did the plyos first before doing that. Probably quite a lot of jump variations in there. So, but yeah, the quarter squats felt good. Nordics also still a bit difficult. We've been doing them for a long time now. They're quite difficult. But yeah, and obviously I enjoyed the calf raise too. Definitely feel it in the calves. But thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it, and see you till next time.